Hey guys, Bob for Bob's Movie Review here, and today I'm going to be reviewing for you a movie I watched recently on Blu-ray. Which side? Sharknado to the second one. Shark happens! A lot of you probably know, if you watch my videos, that I was kind of skeptical on this movie. I just thought it was going to be too over the top, and I definitely did not like this one as much as the first Sharknado. So this movie has a 90-minute runtime, so just an hour and a half, directed by Anthony C. Ferrante, and stars Ian Ziering, Reid, Vivica A. Fox, Mark McGrath, Kari Wuhrer, I have no clue how you say your last name, but she was on Sliders, so that was cool. She's much older now. Judd, Hirsch, Kurt Angle, the wrestler and Olympian, Downtown Julie Brown, and there's some more people. Andy Dick, who's in this for like a second, Billy Ray Cyrus, who you will not recognize as Billy Ray Cyrus, Matt Lauer, and Al Roker, probably the best performances in this movie. Kelly Ripa. A lot of these people are playing themselves too. I think that's probably about all the people's names you're going to recognize. So this movie starts out so badly that I literally thought it was a dream sequence. Like, okay, they're in an airplane, and instead of being a Sharknado, it's just a shark storm, which doesn't make any sense. I feel like in the first movie, they tried to set up a movie that, while extremely far-fetched, part of you could say, well, that seems possible. A tornado could go over an ocean. It could pick up some sharks. The sharks could become stuck in the tornado. The tornado hits on land. The sharks are still spinning in the tornado. Some of them fall out of the tornado and land on land. Okay, it's in the realm of possibilities. Sharknado 2, a shark storm. There's just sharks floating in the sky while it's raining. How does this make any sense? The problem is, in the first Sharknado, they went out to make a movie, and it became so bad that it was good and gained a cult following. Well, so how do you make Sharknado 2? They went into this saying, we're gonna make a movie so bad it's good. And what they did was they made a movie so bad it was bad. Okay, so problems with this movie, I would say acting is at least 20% worse than Sharknado 1. I think they said, you know, the job you did in Sharknado 1, dial it down a couple notches. Pretend like you're almost in a coma while you're acting. They have no sense of gravity, mass, or physics. Sharks seem to be completely weightless and can be flung hundreds of miles with almost no effort. At one point, a man hits a shark flying towards him with a baseball bat, and it flies out of the stadium. What? Ian Ziering runs across the top of sharks through the water. There's just, it's scene after scene after scene of complete unbelievability, insaneness. Reid hanging out of an airplane, holding onto a seatbelt with one hand. Ian Ziering landing a plane at full speed without even having any clue how to land an airplane. The wheels breaking off when they hit the ground and landing safely. I know I'm giving away some stuff here, but I'm just trying to say, this movie is just non-stop unbelievability, horribly acted, to the point where you will say, as I have already said, this movie is so bad, it's bad. Now, what is this movie about? It's really not about anything. I mean, there's no story. If you remember, Ian Ziering was the hero of the first one. Well, now they're going to New York. Why? I don't know if that was ever explained. They're going to visit family. And now he's like a superhero of the world. And he's famous. And Reid wrote a book about him. And they run into the shark storm, which becomes multiple Sharknadoes combining with a blizzard, combining with a torrential downpour, combining with high winds, combining with almost nothing ever being seen on screen, but yet they keep saying it happens. Games being postponed by rain when there is no rain. Girls running in fear with giant smiles on their faces. And then it becomes, of course, Ian Ziering trying to save everybody again. Only this time explosions don't seem to work. Shark surfing. People racing outside my door. So I think you guys get the point. There's really no story except for Ian Ziering trying to save everybody again. Sharks falling from the sky. The most bizarre thing I found about this movie is they'd be standing there and you just kind of look up in the sky and there's just sharks everywhere in the sky, and they're like, "Shark!" And you're like, okay, there's a lot of sharks up there. All right, I'm not sure why all of a sudden you're distressed about it. And then just out of nowhere, one would fly up to them with no warning whatsoever. Like, how did they know? I mean, when they should have at least been flying towards them before they yelled shark. Like, there should have been some indication there was a shark flying towards you. So I definitely didn't enjoy this movie. There are funny parts that is so bad you'll laugh. But honestly, I just think they went too far. IMDb is already listing Sharknado 3 for next year. I don't know. I think the first one was enough, where they're trying to make a movie and it gains that so bad it's good status. And I just think that they're trying too hard. They need to go back and make... I don't think they need to make another one, but if they insist on making another one, I really feel they need to go back and make it more serious, and then it'll get that so bad it's good. Like, just using stupid logic for stupid things to happen, but that you could somehow in your mind believe they could happen, instead of just this garbage that is in no way believable in any way. But those are my thoughts. I knew I had to rate this one lower than Sharknado 1. And a lot of people make fun of me because they're like, "Oh, you like Sharknado?" And I think Sharknado is not as bad as you think. I was really curious what I reviewed the first one as. I went back and I looked, and I only rated the first one as a 3 out of 10. And I'm thinking, maybe 3 out of 10 was kind of low. Maybe I need to go back and watch it and do a revised review or something like that, because I feel like 3 is kind of low. Yeah, it's cheesy, terribly acted. A lot of things in it don't make any sense. Horribly edited, horrible CGI. It's from the Sci-Fi Channel. That's what you're gonna get. But it's so much better than this. It's so much better than this. And I feel like it's kind of hard because it's not as bad as you expect, but yet it's not good. And this one is worse than you expect, and you expect not good. So I hate to give this too low of a rating. I'm just going to tell you guys, in all fairness, IMDb users have given us a 4.6 out of 10. I think that is extremely generous. I mean, beyond the point of generosity. I mean, if I was to think of just your average movie where you're like, well, that's okay, it's not good, it's not bad, that's 3 times better than this. This is just... it's so bad. So I think for a overall score on this movie, I want to give it a 2 out of 10. That way I'm below what I gave the first one, at least. I don't want to give it a 1, because it's not the worst. I'm going to give it a 2, and then I'm going to say, in addition to that maybe I should have gave 1 a higher score. So this one's a 2 out of 10. I'm going to go back and look at the first one. Maybe it deserves another point or 2. I don't know. Have you guys seen either of those movies? What are your thoughts on 1 or 2? Which one do you like better? Do you think 2 is even worth watching? I think if you want to see how low Tara Reid's got, this is the movie to do it. She's like, I was like thinking about it. I'm like, she's almost down to Lindsay Lohan status. Not quite, but she's almost there. But that's all my thoughts, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I always appreciate it. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more videos. And I'll see you guys next time.